Okay, today we're moving in, and so I'm going to put together a bunch of workbenches so I can start on all these projects, because right now the garage is completely empty. I'll show you around a little bit. There's not much in here. I have my toolbox over there, working on the car right now. Focus. There it goes. Got the car in here, but otherwise this place is fairly empty. Bike, benches, and that's about it. So, I need to put together some workbenches to get some work done. So now we got everything unwrapped. It's all on the ground now. So, we'll just figure out how to put it all together. And there we go. We got one put together. It took about an hour and a half. Might wait on putting the other one together for right now. I got this MR2 on the local Craigslist for 2,000 bucks. It's in pretty good shape, exterior wise, and the interior is good as well. The motor is allegedly new. I have receipts for all of that, and I've been driving it a little bit, but recently it started idling poorly and starting hard. I pulled the throttle body off yesterday to see what was going on with it, and I noticed that there was a lot of black oily buildup on the inside of the intake tract. This is the outside of the throttle body. I've already cleaned the inside of that opening and the butterfly. The back side of it, however, the inside of the throttle body, is a mess. And from what I've read, the idle goes through these small holes on the inside there, which I'm sure are all blocked with that same junk. So we're going to clean it. What I got is some throttle body and air intake cleaner, and I think this intake issue is a systemic problem since the existing air filter was in about this condition, basically garbage and cached. So I got one filtro de aire, or air filter, for it, and all this cleaner. We're going to clean it up. Here's another shot of the air filters. You can just see how bad the original one is. It's actually even undersized compared to the other one. I already checked. This one fits in just fine, so some cut rate crappy air filter was in there before and left in there way too long. So that'll make a marked difference in and of itself. I'm going to use this oil catch can to clean this thing because I don't want to get my new tabletop all greasy and nasty and impregnated with carb cleaner. So this seems like a good catch can. I won't use it for oil. I'll only use it for chemicals like this and then dump it out or whatever after each use. Before I start cleaning it, I'm going to take off the throttle position sensor just because I don't want the cleaner to screw it up. So I'm going to index it on the casing of the throttle body, just using the scribe before I take it off. That way, hopefully I can just put it back on in the same place and everything lines up the way it's supposed to. There we go. And everything looks pretty good on the inside there. I don't see any reason to replace it right now. We can do the ohm check on it later, make sure everything's working accurately in it. The spring feels like it has good tension and everything. I'm also going to pull off this vacuum hose and one-way valve on here. I bought a new one of these valves that hasn't come in yet. So I'll just pull this off and keep it to the side for now and start cleaning. This is thick, nasty junk on here. I'm just going to use this paper towel to get the heaviest of the stuff off. There is just probably a 1/4 inch of sludged oil and PCV residue all over the inside of this throttle body. It is just nasty. I use the carb cleaner to touch it up and to make sure that I blast out the mating surfaces between the inside of the throttle body and where the butterfly sits. Alright, so I've let it sit for a little while. A lot of the buildup is starting to come out now. See how black that is? It was clear before. I went ahead and got smart and put some gloves on because stuff is nasty. I don't like it. So one of the other problems I was having was high idle, like really high idle when I started the car. And I kept reading threads on the internet about it, and this is the high idle valve for the MR2. And since I have the throttle body off, I'm going to take it off and clean it, at least see what's going on inside of it, and make sure that I'm not having any problems with this dirt that's getting in everywhere, hurting components internal to this thing. So here's the high idle valve for Mark 1 MR2. It also has a gasket on it. Here it is. Mine's completely junk, rotten and old and just hardened. So I got a new one coming for it. This one, the valve itself appears to be in good shape. So I've cleaned about as much as I feel like cleaning on it. So now it's time to get this old gasket material off of everything. I'm just using a spackle tool that's relatively sharp to get underneath it and peel it up. I do everything I can not to scrape the mating surface because all this stuff is aluminum and it'll scratch. Well, I didn't film pulling the gasket off the throttle body because it came out in significantly more than one piece. That is the gasket. It was not phenolic or whatever the other one was. It was a pain in the ass is what it was. But I think that's a good enough mating surface. Follow me on Instagram to see pictures and updates on the projects at Garage to Road.